the spot. That's like the TED stage, isn't it? Where you're not allowed to move off the one spot. Thank you, Steve, for the warm intro. I've been sitting at the back today, and who would have thought that a day speaking about communication would be so emotive? Have you noticed? There's some really strong opinions around communication and the way that it's changing, and the impact it's having on our lives. I remember going back a few years, I got a letter on my 16th birthday. A letter that was full of spelling errors, grammatical errors, Tipex, and corrections, and overuse of commas for some reason. It was from my pen pal, Jean René, in Paris. Anybody else have a pen pal when they were growing up? And did anybody else did you write to your pen pals? Yes, Cliff, with a quill, perhaps? Actually did. Yeah, so I remember mine. So roll the clock for a little bit. And by the way, I found that letter recently in my keepsake box. That's why I mentioned it. There's a few more candles on the cake than there were at 16 now. And my birthday in September, I got another message from somebody overseas, from Umar Mataza, who said, "Happy birthday." Now, Umar and I are connected on LinkedIn, but I don't really know Umar. So I looked him up. A senior development ops engineer from Pakistan. Certainly a friendly chap. So when I saw this message of happy birthday, I thought I'd reply. So I was ready to respond to Umar. Then I noticed these 3 boxes. Have you seen these on LinkedIn? You don't need to reply anymore, do you? So I've got, thank you very much. A bit formal, I thought. I don't really know Umar. Thanks, thank you. That's okay. I'll go with cheers. So I wrote back. Cheers, I put. He came back, "You're welcome." We've done cheers already, I thought. So we've had the option thanks. I thought, oh well, I'll say nice one. When he came back to me, he said, "It's my pleasure." He only gave me one option. I thought we were going to get in an argument about who's the I thought if I put "it's my pleasure," I know what's coming next. It's that emoticon with the smoking gun, isn't it? That we heard about earlier. Well, I had no choice. I gritted my teeth and I said, "It's my pleasure." I didn't know what he was going to say, but it's okay. He came back with a smiley face. So I knew it wasn't Sam at this point. Well, I've got 2 options now. I've got a smiley face back, or a winking face. I don't know if Umar and I have a winking conversation. So I played it safe. Went with the smiley face. I made a good decision because Umar came back, gave me a thumbs up. LinkedIn, it was obvious what I should do. I should send back a thumbs up. So I did. Umar was delighted. He gave me 2 thumbs up. Well, again, there's only one obvious choice to that, isn't there? So 2 thumbs up. He came back with 3. I said, "Well, where's the 3rd thumb?" I'm not thinking. So they gave me 3 options at this point. Thank you very much, thank you, and cheers. We started with that. I thought, what am I doing? Clicking this mouse. I'll just get one of those pecking and just let it hit the mouse key for me. We're going to talk forever and ever and ever. Umar locked into this conversation. The truth is, of course, Umar wasn't talking to me. And I wasn't talking to Umar. I'm talking to robots. LinkedIn, artificial intelligence, as simple as it is at the moment, is telling Umar and I how we should speak to each other. And whilst it's quite basic, we need to understand this first trend. I've got 2 trends today. The first trend, robots have joined our conversations. And robots favour quantity over quality. Anybody disagree with that? No. It's because they can do quantity. Sorry, quantity. They can't do quality yet. Now, LinkedIn's might be quite basic, but have you seen Google's? Have you seen Google finishing your sentences on Gmail. We heard about that earlier. Yeah. This is a real blow for men. Previously to this, only the wife would finish the sentence. Now it's Gmail. It's not looking good, is it, Gordon? Let's have a look. Oh, forgive me. So let's have a look at Google's Duplex, conversational AI in action. It's about a minute and a half. I want you to watch the end very carefully.
Hey Google, book a table for 2 at El Cocotero on Tuesday at 7.
All right, just in case that's not available, can I try between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m.?
Sure.
All right, I'll call to book under your name and phone number, and I'll update you in the next 15 minutes. Is that okay?
Perfect, thanks.
El Cocotero, how may I help you?
Hi, I'm the Google Assistant calling to make a reservation for a client. This automated call will be recorded. Can I book a table for Tuesday the 12th?
Okay, cool. And how big is the party?
It's for 2 people.
Great. And when did you say they want to come in?
Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay, let me check. I don't have 7, but we can do 8.
Yeah, 8 p.m. is fine.
Perfect. And can I get their name?
First name is Anna.
Okay. We'll see you on a Tuesday. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot.
Anna for 2.
Right this way.
So that's Google Assistant phoning somebody on your behalf. What do you think?
Horrible.
Take it yourself.
It's quick to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Still need a person to answer the phone. A real person.
It's sufficient if that's the kind of lifestyle you lead. And it's convenient. Potentially, it's convenient. You could do it yourself, of course. It's convenient for the diner. It's convenient for the restaurant and the waiter that booked the table. But what about the language? Utilitarian? Result-driven? Remember I said pay attention. So who remembers what she said when she walked in the restaurant? Anna, for 2. What did he say? Right this way. What do you think about that as a communication?
Russ. Yeah.
Functional.
It's not a connection. It sounds a little bit too much like the first one to me. Where in that conversation, whether it was robotics or people, did anybody say, what's your name? It's part of the show. Did we get the booking for 7? I know they were struggling for 7. I'm serious, of course. And nobody said, how's it going? How's your day today? And when I came on the stage, and I thought it was just me feeling this, but I felt this the whole conference day, this emotive feeling that this trend of robots doing the conversation favouring quantity isn't necessarily a good thing. And a little bit of data to back this up, by the way. We're talking about a one-to-one conversation here, rather than one-to-many like we have when we're on stage. But in that one-to-one conversation, we see that people on Tinder and other online dating apps will send the first message to many people exactly the same. So about half, about 50% of people on Tinder will use exactly the same first line every single time. Utilitarian, result-driven. So, let's see. We might need a click, Steve. There we go. What about one-to-many? Who's this?
You too.
Yeah, Bono on the edge, right? I was lucky enough to be at a conference, a Salesforce conference, a couple of years ago. And these guys were playing at the end. Big conference, 50,000 people. And maybe because it was a private event, Bono felt maybe more comfortable. He grabbed the mic and he's singing Where the Streets Have No Name, you know the song. He walks down into the audience and he wants to sing it straight to his adoring fans at the front, looking them in the eye, seeing them sing that song with him. Do you know what? I could see what he was seeing. Do you know what he saw? He saw this. So he's not performing to people, performing to camera phones. Now these people were not recording Bono because they wanted to look back in the next few days and relive it. They weren't recording Bono because they wanted to show their grandkids that they were present. How do I know? They weren't present. That's not being present. And that's a trend that we're seeing. And when I said earlier that 50% of people send the same message to, many different dates, potentially on Tinder and other things like that, what I didn't tell you is they're including media in there as well. They're including GIFs. You know what GIFs are? Yeah, those short little animated videos. Yeah, they're including images, they're including videos. Do you know why? Because they know, and the data tells us, that you're 30% more likely to get a first date on Tinder if you send some kind of media. And that means people are craving content. Trend number 2, they want that content. It's important to them. It can get them a date. So that's the second trend I want to talk about today. Is when you're up on this stage, when you're speaking, communicating to many people, you are an opportunity for people to get content. They want it and they need it. The reason there, that's a study from last year looking at 2014 data, where we get 63.5 notifications a day that we need to respond to. Another reason why people want that content to share, to be unique, to be interesting, to get dates. By the way, I would say that's a lot higher. Certainly is for me, I know. And so our opportunity on the stage, and what I'll talk about in a moment, is that we know what it is they want. And we have the opportunity to give it to them. And whilst quantity is winning over quality, and I'll go on to say what I think about that at the end of this presentation when I summarize, that can be a real difficulty, because when you're favoring quantity over quality, your audience is sitting there, and their two chief weapons, to phrase Monty Python, is resistance and skepticism. They are resistant to more information. They've got a hell of a lot in the pocket already, and they're skeptical. Everybody's an online genius these days, huh? Everybody's a guru. So that's a difficulty, but Einstein says, in the middle of difficulty is opportunity. And I would absolutely agree with that comment. So here's what I suggest we do. I think when we're giving presentations, the future of communication, which starts right now, let's follow Ray Davis's advice from 1981. Let's start by giving the people what they want. What do they want? They want short, compelling messages. Anybody know how long an Instagram story is? 30 seconds, you're close. 30 seconds. Twitter built its empire on 140 characters or less. I know it's longer now, but that's how they built it. Can you deliver your key point, your salient point, in 30 seconds? If you do, it can be an Instagram story. Can you describe your point in under 140 characters? Then it can be tweeted. They want the hashtags. They want to share, and they want to share socially, so why not use your social story with their social story? Tell them where they put those tags. Link it up already for them, do the hard work. They want the hashtags. And for God's sake, give them slides worth sharing, right? I know I'm being a little bit flippant there, but I was at a conference 2 days ago, big corporation, 120,000 people. And, oh, by the way, funny aside, I went down to practice, right? And I looked at the stage, a bit like this, and this is fine, this is great. And the mic worked and the slides worked, and I turned up on the day, and they were having a big celebration, Indian company, and they'd laid out this beautiful mass of flowers. Where do you think they put it?
On the stage.
Right in the middle of the stage. So I'm doing my whole presentation, trying not to damage this beautiful bed of flowers, right? But between me and the flowers, then there was the chairs, the slides, they were a lot smaller than this. First speaker, second speaker, third speaker, loads of text. You've all seen it, right? Still, time and time again. If you can't read it, you're not going to share it. So get some slides worth sharing. The opportunity is when your audience is done sharing, you can invite them to start caring. So how do you do that? In my opinion, you do a pattern break. You change the rhythm. You change the lighting. You change what you're doing, you change your stance, change what you're doing on the stage. Show them that right now, it's time to put the phones down and time to lean in. The best way I've found to get people to lean in is one of these. A fireside chat. Been going on for generations after generations and so on. The thing about a fireside chat is it's anything but utilitarian, it's anything but result driven. The fireside chat is about stories, right? And the best fireside chat stories are the ones with that message, with that moral of the story, where the people sitting around that campfire can relate. You know when you see a great comedian and you're chuckling, nodding to the person next to you saying, yeah, I do that. That's the kind of relatedness that the fireside chat can bring. So that's the opportunity, I think, to do that. When you do that, there's three things that I found very, very useful. And this is already, I've been talking to people already today talking about authenticity. That authenticity has got to come from you. It's got to be genuine. They've got 63.5 notifications in their pockets. They know what authenticity looks like. There's a speaker called Nick Unsworth. Anybody heard of him? Well-known entrepreneur. He's done very well financially, and he helps people to live their life that they really believe in. He's been doing it for about 15 years. He went on a podcast last week, and they said, tell us something you don't know about yourself. And he said, really? He said, okay, I'll tell you. He said, up until I was 15, I sat on the toilet the wrong way around. I mean, I don't even know how you... I guess it's a whole derobing thing, but let's not go there. So he said this, and this did not lose him business. That is authentic. It's humble. And if anything, that brings people closer. I'm not saying that you should say that. It may not even be true for all of us. And that's what Nick did. It's authentic. And what about passion? I work for one of those big corporations, and they spend less and less time now telling salespeople like me about the features and functions of the things that we sell. They want to get us to understand the value of those things to the customer. Because if we can see the impact it's having on our customers and our customers' customers, then we'll have a passion about what we sell. Because they know that passion sells much more than technical understanding. And probably the most important, that relatability. I've been very interested in green technology and eco-living for quite some time. Sustainable living, renewable energy have been something that I've been quite passionate about. But do you see those slides and those news broadcasts from people that care about climate change, where the headlines are so big and so scary that they're unrelatable? I worked with someone a few days ago who was doing a presentation on this, and it started by saying that we've got 12 years. 12 years before it's basically all over. I'm not arguing with the data, I don't know the data well enough, but I do know that I can't imagine what cataclysmic climate chaos looks like in Milton Keynes. If I asked you tomorrow to wake up and imagine that you were 250-foot robots shooting lasers at your eyes and jumping over buildings, that's kind of hard to imagine how that day would unfold. But I can imagine a bird choking on a little plastic straw that I used once and then chucked away after having a Diet Coke. That I can imagine. How do you make your story relatable? By knowing your audience and knowing what they're going through, what you're going through, and where that connects. Because why does it matter? Stuart told us why it matters earlier on. What did you say you felt about modern communication, Stuart?
It was very flattering, wasn't it?
You said you felt suicidal.
Oh, I've got you. Slight exaggeration.
Thankfully, yes.
Some people do feel that strongly, I promise you. I got 240 LinkedIn messages this year saying happy birthday. But they meant nothing compared to one card in the post that says, hey Richard, you matter. Friend of mine.
From Google.
You go home and ask Alexa if you matter. See what she says. I can tell you, but she can't. I was about to tell you about my friend, my tragic story of my friend, but you're all still laughing. So how can I do that? But it's true. A friend of mine took his own life. This guy, I met him at college. 6'2", much better looking than me, handsome, charismatic. He had everything. And a week before, this is absolutely true, a week before he took his own life, he was on Facebook posting. And he was getting likes and thumbs ups, and little comments. He had the quantity, I promise you. I have to wonder if he had the quality. Did he have the quality of somebody saying, your life matters? Just like your lives matter, I promise you. But that's the message I want to give about communication in the future. That it's getting so fraught, quantity is winning so hard that we have to fight that. With that quality. It can save lives. So I'll summarize today with the most important thing I think I've learned about speaking in the last couple of years. The magic happens when you can connect your story to their story. When it's authentic, when you speak with passion, and when you make it relatable. So I know that you've all got ideas worth spreading as well. I'm joking, I promise. So I wish you every luck with that. Thank you.